What if your meetings are the single biggest problem in your organization? Microsoft surveyed more than 18,000 workers and found that over a third say they have too many meetings and that most of them are inefficient. We can all agree with that. The obvious fix? Cut back, shorten, cancel the ones that nobody needs. But a shorter meeting that still goes nowhere hasn't solved anything. I had a client, a CFO across a group of 8 companies who kept getting steamrolled in the same room every fortnight. He had the authority, the data, good ideas. It didn't matter. For months, the same result. Walk in, get sidelined, walk out. He asked me to help. So before one particular meeting, I encouraged him to do something he'd never done before. He researched every person who'd be in that room. What was each leader actually struggling with? What decisions were they under pressure to make? And what would make their quarter easier? He walked in and spent the meeting talking about their problems, not his agenda. The room went quiet. They then asked him to roll out his program across the other 7 entities in the group. Same person, same room. The only thing that changed happened before he arrived. In 2014, a researcher called Joseph Allen at the University of Nebraska studied what actually predicts whether a meeting achieves its intended outcome. His team looked at agendas, meeting length, and attendance size. The strongest predictor? Pre-meeting work. What people had done before they walked in. Now look at what most organizations are actually doing about their meeting problem. Domain, the Australian property platform, analyzed more than 160,000 of its own meetings and found it was spending the equivalent of 36 million a year on them. So they cut over 3 hours of meeting time per person per week, freed up almost 1,000 days of lost productivity. The chief data officer called it one of the highest ROI things they'd ever done. It's a genuine fix for a productivity problem. But Allen's research points to a completely different one. Most people walking into those shorter, leaner, better scheduled meetings still don't know what the person across the table actually needs. You can be ticking through agenda items at pace, and the person across from you is sitting there thinking, why am I here? What looks like a productivity problem is actually an influence problem. So here's what the pre-meeting work actually looks like. Before your next important meeting, prepare the people, not just the agenda. For each person in the room, ask yourself, what challenge are they navigating right now? What outcome would make their job easier? Who needs to be aligned before the meeting even starts? The people who consistently get buy-in aren't better presenters. They're better prepared on their people, not their slides. You can cut your meetings, sure. Shorten them. Cancel the ones nobody needs. But if you walk in without knowing what matters to the people across the table, a tighter schedule doesn't fix anything. You've just got less time to fail. This is why Influential Conversations is one of my most popular programs. It's full of simple structures to run meetings better so that you can solve your organization's real problems.